Okay, so this is an Acer Aspire laptop that I picked up about 5 months ago at a garage sale. I think I only paid $6 for the damn thing. It obviously didn't work and it didn't come with a charger, but $6 is $6. Who cares? I took it home and I typed in the model number, looked it up on the internet, and found out that this is the dreaded ATI model. So this has the ATI CPU or ATI graphics card, AMD CPU, just garbage, absolutely garbage. And unfortunately, it is one of those laptops back in 2007 to 2011 or 12 that was plagued with the ATI graphics card problem, meaning that you get the black screen of death one day and you have to take your cheap, precious laptop and get the solder reflowed. Well, clearly, the person who sold it to me for $6 couldn't be bothered, and it had sat around for many, many years in a box, and they just put it in the garage sale. So obviously, I have tried to do the repair. I took it apart, tried to do a solder reflow on the ATI card, then I tried to do the rest of the board, and no bueno. It didn't work. So I decided to just put it on a shelf, just like the previous owner did. No attempt to do anything with it, and that's where it's at. Well, I was out today at Value Village. Now that the COVID restrictions are easing up, we're allowed to go and buy non-essential items in Ontario. And I found this sucker for $14.99. With taxes, it came to about $16. I did talk to the manager, and unfortunately, they would not come down in price because Value Village is a bunch of greedy bastards. I really have lost interest going to them now because just the way that they run the place, it's like you're going to, like not lower the price on an item that you got for free, that somebody just threw in a bin for you and it didn't cost you anything. That makes me sick, and I just said to the manager there, I was like, the stuff that you guys sell has value to it, which is why it's called Value Village. But what's really sad is that the unsuspecting people who donate to you guys don't realize it. I mean, some of the stuff that they get, like jewelry and antiques that are absolutely like considered a rare item. I mean, I bet these poor people feel like schmucks after when they realize, oh shit, I just donated something and it actually was worth something. This laptop's worth shit. It's worth more as a doorstop than anything else. I wouldn't try to resell it, but it does serve a purpose. But at the end of the day, I kind of wish that they had taken about $4-5 off of it, because I mean, look at this. The corner is completely cracked. It's held together with tape. The hinge, it's not too bad, but yeah, hinge is messed up, and this side's held together with tape. The inside of it, you can see the boob light on the ceiling up there. You can see right where my finger's pointing. It's like a perfect reflection. So this laptop has some mileage on it, but the question is, does it work? Does it actually turn on? We're going to find out. I connected a universal power charger. Value Village does not supply any power supplies for these things. In fact, what I think they do is they put these things on the shelf, wait for suckers to buy them, and then they put the chargers out. Because they know that if they leave the chargers out, people try to test them, and then they just sit around. So, anyway, I don't even know if the battery held a charge or anything. This is the first time that I'm going to turn it on. Let's see what happens. Oh, we got life, so that's good. Apparently we have a hard drive. The screen looks pretty good, actually. Okay, so couldn't find an operating system. Does it actually have a drive in it? Yep, it does. I heard a click. So yeah, there is a hard drive in there, but I'm going to replace it with a solid state. I mean, who the hell uses a hard drive anymore? It's also missing the faceplate on the optical drive, which again, why I wanted to have them lower the price, because there is quite a bit of damage to this thing. There is a little bit of wear and tear, or quite a lot of wear and tear, and yet they wouldn't. They said, sorry, this item was just put out today. We can't lower the prices on items that we just put out. Yes, you can. You're just being fucking assholes and you don't want to. So, the date of manufacture on this laptop was November 2018. And this laptop was manufactured in October of 2007. So, you know, they're not that different. The only difference between the two is this one has the Intel processor, which is the one you want, and this one has the fucking ATI graphics card. And this 2007 model doesn't come with the HDMI port, whereas this one here comes with it. Now, the nice thing is that this would have had an HDMI port. It was optional. And they left the cutout for where it would have been. Not in the plastic here, but in the top palm rest. So, anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to rip these two pieces of junk apart, and we are going to make a good laptop. So, basically, I'm taking the entire screen assembly off this one. Even though this one works fine, like there's nothing wrong with the screen itself. It's just the hinge, the back plastic, the frame, it's worn out. And I don't feel like gutting the hinges and frames and everything. It's just easier to switch the whole assembly. And the palm rest, I am going to also swap over. There really shouldn't be any differences between the two. I mean, they're built the same. If there are any differences, well, then this video has been a waste of my time. The keyboard, unfortunately, I don't know if it works. I haven't tested it yet. I suspect that it does work. I mean, like, this has more wear than the keyboard, so I'm kind of surprised that I'm not seeing all the characters completely worn off. The down arrow key is missing. I don't know if I have a replacement, but I'll look in my parts bin. But all in all, I might actually replace this keyboard with the standard regular keys instead of these stupid chiclet looking things. These are shit. But yeah, so we know that this one works. That's good. And yeah, we're gonna start tearing into these things, and hopefully we can have a working machine. I'm so glad that I held on to this thing. This is why I'm glad I'm a hoarder, because you just never know when you might come across something, and I'm glad that I waited. It was well worth it. I've been trying like hell to get this old optical drive out that has no faceplate, so I'm just going to shake it out. Oh, well, that actually came out way better than I thought it would, because I couldn't get it out just by pulling on it. So, out with the old, in with the new. Yeah, that one has a little bit of a scratch on it, but whatever. It's starting to come together. Just that one little change makes all the difference. Okay, so this is the parts laptop, the one that has the ATI card in it. And this is the palm rest. Looks amazing. I mean, it looks a hell of a lot better than the Value Village one. Unfortunately for this one, looks can be deceiving because the standoffs are broken. There's one, there's the other, there's that one, and then there's that one. So this entire bottom shell is garbage. I'm hoping, with my fingers crossed, that this one from Value Village will be fine. But we will only find out until we crack into it. Alright, so I got the standoffs removed from the parts laptop, so now that screen's ready to go. Palm rest is ready to go. I'm just in the process of getting all the screws out of this thing. Now, one of the things I did notice, and that's because I have my flashlight on my phone, is the bottom shell has a crack in it. That's kind of unfortunate because, I mean, but then again, I'm not surprised. But again, this laptop is only going to be used around the house. I just figured I had a parts one kicking around, why not spruce it up a bit? And it's a shame that this one over here has the standoffs broken where the screen mounts to it. Otherwise I'd use it. What I would do is I would cut out the plastic using a Dremel tool, and the HDMI slot would have been able to fit in there. But yeah, the standoffs are broken off. One of the things I like about Acers though, especially Acers that are from around 2007 and newer, is they have these power jacks that are plug-ins. So instead of it being soldered to the board, and if you have somebody trip on the power cord and it busts the jack, this entire piece here can just be unplugged from the board underneath there and swapped out for a new one. I thought that was brilliant. I don't know why more laptop companies don't do this, but whatever. So I'm gonna remove the hard drive anyway because it doesn't have an operating system on it, and at the end I do want to throw in a random drive and see if it has a system it can boot to. And it's a good thing I'm removing this drive because it's a shitty Western Digital. Anytime when I work on a laptop, if it has one of these stupid drives in it, I always take them out because they're absolute garbage. Okay, so that's the back side of the keyboard. It looks pretty gross. It almost looks like someone picked their nose and just wiped along the back of the keyboard. Ugh, God. But considering how gungy it looks, and somebody has been in here before because you can see the fingerprints and everything. Not sure what they were trying to do, but yeah, something has been spilt in here before. You can see, ugh, and I just touched that too. Oh fuck. Okay. But pretty much everything looks the same. There isn't really much of a difference on this laptop compared to the other one. The only difference on this one I've noticed is you got a port right here. That's for the left speaker. And then on this side there's another speaker port, and then that's the microphone. Well, I just noticed that the right speaker port is missing. So I'm guessing this is probably a single speaker unit. Well, that fucking sucks. It is too. So this laptop only has one speaker right there. Well, that's kind of stupid. I mean, this is a 2008 laptop right here, and it has built-in HDMI, and it only has one freaking speaker? What the hell? Alright, whatever. Whatever. But yeah, pretty much everything is identical. There isn't really much of a difference. Aside from that, thank God. I really don't need any more surprises. And I can definitely tell somebody has been in here because there is a screw missing. So maybe what had happened was after they had spilt whatever it was on here, they tried to clean it up, and maybe the keyboard doesn't work at all. Maybe the keyboard is damaged, or maybe the mouse is damaged, because this here, that's all buggered up. Okay, so it's off. Into the parts box you go. Put you in there later. And as for the fan in here, I'm going to just replace that with the one that I have right here, because I already cleaned this one. None of the standoffs are broken, which is amazing. I thought for sure they would have been broken, but they're not. And yeah, everything appears to be in check. The board appears to be fine. There doesn't appear to be any liquid spilt on it. Actually, yeah, I'm going to replace these USBs because they look to be wet or sticky. Yeah, you can see right there. And yeah, that's half-assed right there. They didn't plug it in right. I'm gonna just salvage that one. You know what they say, in for a penny and for a pound. I'm not liking the fact that there's masking tape on this plug. So, gonna reach into my local parts department yet again and steal the power jack off this one. My god, it just seems like every little thing inside this laptop is broken. Like, it's just when you see tape on that, that is questionable. It makes you wonder why it's like that. So I put the new USB port in. I'm hoping I didn't damage this because right here it's stuck down to the shell, and when I pulled on it, I accidentally bent these up a little bit. So I'm hoping that I didn't break any of the tracers. But you know, what the hell. I still have the other one. This is the old one. I didn't really damage this one as bad, but I mean, those ports are rusted. Like, they're gross. So, okay, we're almost done. I just gotta pop that CMOS battery out and do what I need to do. And then, in fact, I'm actually gonna replace that CMOS battery because that battery is probably original. And it's just better to replace it while I already have the board out, not having to do it again. And the jack, I'm still going to take that one out and replace that. Yeah, so this computer will be a fully functioning unit. Just a shame that it has that crack in the bottom, but I am going to address that as soon as I get all this out. Alright, so I've put new thermal paste on the CPU. This board has a physical CPU that you can actually install and swap out at any time. And this is the parts machine that didn't work. This has this pathetic AMD chip right here. I'm going to pop the CMOS battery in. There. It's in there. And I've already done the repair to the motherboard. I used some Loctite Go-To gel. This thing, this is the best. It's great for fixing glass, ceramic, most plastics, metal, stone, leather, wood. It really dries to a strong finish. It's wonderful, and it dries within 5 minutes. And it's also temperature resistant, water resistant, and shock resistant, all of which is perfect for a laptop. And yeah, I did check the standoffs. All the standoffs in this thing, they're fine. The only damage was that crack and that one standoff that was broken. Other than that, the bottom shell is perfect. Okay, so installation is slowly taking place. Everything seems to be hooking up fine. The only thing that I'm concerned about is the microphone connector, which also acts as the webcam connector. You can see there's that tension there in that wire. I think what I might do is I might just remove it off of these little tracks here and just kind of let it kind of sit in there. I really don't want to have to disassemble this thing just to get that extra bit of wire out. It's more of an ordeal than I really want to do right now. So, yeah, I mean, what the hell, right? I'm just going to whip it back together anyway and see if it blows up. But yeah, pretty much everything's coming together. I just have to dust off the top part of this board, throw the panel over top, and then throw the keyboard on and see if it turns on. I mean, don't really have much to lose except 16 bucks. And accounting the $6 from the garage sale that I bought the other one from. So yeah, it would be quite a bit of a loss, but I wouldn't really care. Just wanted to do this for a video. Alright, moment of truth. I've put most of it back together. There's no hard drive in there and there's no keyboard, so we're going to see if it turns on. That's a first sign. Okay, it just turned off, and now it's turning back on again. Oh, okay, so, alright, so it is working. Whew, alright then. Okay, well that's good enough for me. That's perfect. Okay, I was just gonna have a heart attack there for a second. I thought, shit, it's actually broken. But, nope. We didn't kill it. So now I have to put a keyboard back on it. I'm gonna try to hunt around and see what I can find, because I really don't want to put this one back on. I can tell right off the bat it's not going to work. So, and it looks really disgusting. And we still have to throw a hard drive in there. Not throwing that one in there. Probably throw this one in there and see what happens. It's protected, so I'm sure it's not damaged in any way. Okay. One of the things I may have forgotten to do was connect the power jack. So we're going to plug it in and see if it actually charges. Shit. There we go. I'm going to say that that's a no. I think I may have forgotten to plug the power jack in there. Fuck. Okay. Oh, shit. How the fuck did I do that? Oh, shit. Well, whoops. Okay then, well, so much for that. I'm gonna have to, try to see what... Oh my god. Oh shit. That's just too funny. I can't... For those of you who don't know, I'm laughing because that's a fucking first right there. Oh my god. It went it went right through the freaking wire, and that's what was causing the thing not to charge. Oh my god, I'm such a doughhead. Well, I get to take the fucking thing apart again, and I guess I'm using that one. Okay then. Alright, I gotta settle down here and then I'm gonna fix it. Okay. Okay, so I have repaired the stupid power jack. I put the old one back in. I inspected it, everything looked fine, and should have just used it to begin with. Yeah, what had happened was I had put the screw in right here, and I didn't realize that something had shifted inside there, and the screw was not going in like all the others. It was just more effort. Yeah, well, that was because the wire was right across the hole, and as I was screwing it in, it pierced through the wire. So that explains that. I was able to find a keyboard in my parts bin, and I'm surprised that I actually have this one. This must have been a new old stock that I had kicking around, and I never used it. The only thing I had to fix was this little plastic thing. It was broken off. Other than that, though, it's working. It's updating to Windows 10 right now. So, yeah. I'll do some more video once it's done, and we can see what it can do. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure what happened to the audio in the video. For some reason, my voice wasn't picking up on the camera. Anyway, this is the laptop running Windows 10. It successfully updated. We're now testing out the camera just to see how well that works, and as you can see, it's working fine. My stupid flashlight is on. There we go. Trying to cover it up. So yeah, the camera is working, even though that wire inside is kind of stretched, but yeah, it's fine. We're looking at the system information, and it has a dual-core Intel 2 GHz processor. Not really exciting, but it's still better than the AMD processor in the other laptop. I think that one was a 1 GHz processor. The graphics card in this is obviously made by Intel. It is an Intel HD graphics card. Not entirely sure what the model or chipset family it belongs in, but there's the specs right there. Pretty decent, pretty good. Okay, so now we're looking at the system information. It is activated, running Windows 10 Professional 64-bit, and it has 4 gigs of RAM. I'm going to try to bump it up to 6 gigs, but I'm not entirely sure if it will take it or not, but we'll see. The screen itself is okay. The only defect on it is just that little dot in the center. Yeah, there you go. You can see it right there. It's just that little dot. Other than that, I didn't feel that it was needed to replace just the screen with the other one. Like, it would have been more trouble. We're testing out the speaker here. Unfortunately, you cannot hear the sound because, again, the audio has cut out. And again, this laptop only has one speaker. The one that I was pointing to just now, that one right there, that's just a blank. There is no speaker underneath that. We're testing out the microphone now, and it is working. So everything on the laptop is working. It's almost as if nothing ever happened. Honestly, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just a shitty laptop that was 2 laptops and has now been made into a good, usable machine. Web browsing's pretty good. It is a little bit slow. I still have to put a solid-state drive in it, and I think that would definitely bring this old thing back to life again. So, yeah, there really isn't much else to talk about, and I'm currently going to my YouTube channel just to see how quick it will load. There it is. And obviously the Jeep video. So, yeah. I also replaced the keyboard. I got really lucky there. I didn't realize that I had this in my parts bin. There it is right there. And it turns out that this keyboard is totally functional, aside from one key that was missing. So I just grabbed the key from the other keyboard and stuck it on this one, and it works perfect.